signs blind to my eyes. Girl, do you remember me?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Saturday night and a Saturday live stream. I hope you guys have had a good weekend so far and that your week was good as well. As you can see, I am Phil from Wings of Pegasus, obviously, but who, more importantly, do we have in the live chat room tonight? Let's have a look. And we have Maria and Neil and Jennifer, Renee, Corey, Beverly, Teresa in there as well, Deborah, Billy's in the house, and Patrick's about to go through as well, and Carla and Lynn and Neil, and Carla and Neil there moderating. Big shout out to the moderators for doing such a fantastic job, and Laurie will be in there at some point I'm sure as well, so thank you guys. But thank you everyone for joining me tonight, and we have a phototastic show tonight because we have 6 pictures that we're going to be looking at later on from you guys that have been uploaded to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. So thank you guys for doing that. I have all of those and hopefully they're all going to work as well. Let me get the names of my patrons up on screen because these are the names of the people that make this possible, the live streams, every single video on this channel possible. So a massive thank you to you guys at the bottom of the screen. You know who you are. And they also pop up in the PayPal window and the Super Chat donation window as well. So thank you guys for that. Let me get that little donations tab thing up on screen so that you guys know the lay of the land with all of the percentages. So also tonight, what I might try and do is have a little recap of the week, or at least the week since the last live stream, to let you guys know what's happened and the videos that have been released, because I have had a message or two where people have said that they checked on YouTube to see that their notification bell had been unchecked, or it had been removed or just reversed, so they weren't getting the notifications for the videos, which meant that somebody said, oh, I haven't seen a video from you in quite a while, so I checked out your channel to see if you were still uploading, and sure enough I haven't stopped uploading. It was just the notification thing that seems to not be working particularly well, or it might have been reversed. So make sure that you are subscribed and that you have hit that notification bell to get all of the notifications for the videos, not only these live streams, but the analysis videos, the live analysis videos, and the Under the Spotlight series that we have. And we have had a couple of those now. So we're going to be having another one next month, the beginning of next month, where we'll be looking at Taj Farrant, and that's going to be the 6th of June, so make sure you check that out, but just make sure that you're subscribed and you hit that notification bell, because then you definitely won't miss it. So a quick shout out to Orlando, who donated $5 before we started, and the message was, spike the likes, except Corey Leah, she already did, with lots of thumbs up. So thank you for that, Orlando, and that came in before the live stream, so we can't see it in the super chat window, but I can see that Rob has just jumped in there with a $20 donation. So thank you so much for that, Rob. Very kind and very early donation from Orlando and Rob. Oh, let me give a plug of the mug, because that's something that we always do when Orlando's in there bright and early in the super chat window. And if you want to get your hands on not this exact mug, but this mug design, because this is mine, you can get it in the tray underneath this video, and there should be a link to the spring.com store in the description below, so you can click on that link, go there, check out all of the merchandise, the zipped up hoodies, the normal hoodies, the t-shirts, the hats. We're going to be taking a look at a lot of the merchandise later on because of all of the pictures that have been uploaded and sent to me, so thank you for uploading those over on Facebook. Make sure that I'm actually going to get this a little bit more within my reach so that I can drink some water when I get a chance when the videos are playing. So just water tonight, no orange squash. Tonight I did have pizza. That's the breaking news. In terms of having my fast food, it is pizza this week, but I did resist for the whole week and made sure that I had something on a Saturday. So that has been it for this week, and we're going to be pushing forward into the future with more Under the Spotlights. I'm getting those organised, as you guys know, over on Patreon. I pretty much keep everybody up to date on a daily basis there. Even if people don't want to hear about it, I will just put a little message on there to let you guys know how things are going with that. As soon as we get any more confirmations of players and people that are going to appear in the future, then I will update you guys and let you know. So we are going to be jumping into not only a cover video, but another request. By the way, guys, thank you for requesting that first video that we had and answering my request for requests over on Patreon. And that was Greed, which I can see that Constantia requested, and I think that was just the one that I looked at and just decided to pick Greed. So thank you for that. I'm having a little look down the list, and there seems to be quite a few for Don't Cry, so maybe we'll fit that in by the end of the live stream. But the cover for tonight, I can see that there's quite a few sweet emotions in there, so we might have a little look at that with myself and Chris when we got together on that one and busted out an acoustic guitar, but also the 12 string. So those are the videos that we'll probably have a little look at later on. So the other news from the UK in my life is that today I had my first COVID vaccine, and it was the Pfizer one. I don't know whether people are up with vaccines or not, but I think here in the UK we get 3 of them, and I've got the Pfizer one, whichever that is. And it's interesting in that when I had the vaccine and the injection, it was fine and it didn't hurt at all. It was barely noticeable, but then afterwards it felt like I had a bit of a dead arm. I don't know whether probably guys would be able to relate to this more when you're at school and your mate punches you on the arm, and then you get a dead arm. It was like that, and then it went away, and now it's coming back again. So for the last kind of hour or two, I've had a bit of a dead left arm, but as long as I keep my hands or my left hand below shoulder height, it seems to be alright and it's not too painful. So that will hopefully go away with a good night's sleep. But that's the first one done, and then I think I have my second one in 8 weeks time, something like that. That's the kind of booster one that then makes you definitely 95% immune to at least the most common variant that we have here in the UK. But I know that our government is keeping an eye on that Indian variant as well, because that seems to be pretty serious. But anyway, so I'm halfway there, and I didn't take a picture or anything, so I have nothing to show you. You just have to take my word for it that I am now vaccinated to a 50% kind of degree. But anyway, it's great to see your vaccination pictures, as well as the Wings of Pegasus masks that have been purchased over on spring.com as well. So thank you guys for purchasing them. So like I said, we've got lots of pictures to have a little look at later on, and we're not going to have a pick roulette tonight because we didn't reach the target for last time. But the target tonight is 360 likes. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'd be much appreciated if you could. And let me get the live likes up on screen, because we are at 134 likes so far. So if you have hit that thumbs up, thank you for doing that. And if you want to leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be much appreciated in order for us to try and get closer to our goal of 360 likes. So we will see how we end up. And for any new viewers, and if you are new to the live streams, hello, welcome, introduce yourself to the live chat room and everyone there. They do hang out at the Facebook page as well, Wings of Pegasus supporters group. Just type that in to Facebook and you'll find where these lovely people hang out between the live streams. But introduce yourself, and this is how it all starts for everybody. They just say hi, and then we get even more people joining in. But I can see that there has been a donation over on PayPal and in that PayPal window, so thank you guys for this. And to mention that I did get the donation from Linda Z in the house, so thank you for that, Linda. That was before the live stream. And Steve has donated as well. Let me see if I can get this on screen so you guys can see it as well. Here we have Steve, who has donated £5, so thank you for that, Steve. And the message is, have you considered Peter White, guitarist of the on Year of the Cat, for and Under the Spotlight? I was his driver here in Michigan. He is an awesome guitarist, super nice guy, and a rock history wizard. So thank you for that suggestion, Steve. And this is pretty much what I'm doing at the moment, is just making a list, and anyone that does come up with a potential player to then try and contact, then I'll put them on the list. Generally what's going to be happening is I'll be doing emails on a Monday and a Thursday, because those are my admin days to get up to speed with everything and also throw out those emails for Under the Spotlight. And that's just what I've been doing it, and those are the days that I can kind of get stuck into it. The other thing is having contact details for people and emails, and sometimes just emailing management and all that kind of stuff. It's very difficult to get in touch with the person directly. The best way that I've found of doing it so far is guitarists that I have talked to in the past. For example, Steve Stevens, who I have mentioned. I was talking to him the other day. I did mention this over on Patreon because he let me know on this is the good thing about some of the social media sites like Instagram. We follow each other on there, so it meant that Steve could message me on there and just gave me his email address, so I've got a direct link to his email rather than management email addresses and website email addresses and record label email addresses. I can get directly through to Steve. So it was the case that he's moving at the moment, so he just said that he'll be able to do his solo probably in about 4 weeks' time once he's moved in. I mean, moving, that's one hell of a life event, so it's understandable that he can't just get the solo down. So I said it's absolutely fine. I mean, it's amazing as well that Steve is such a nice guy that he said, oh, I won't be able to get it down, you know, really quickly because I'm moving at the moment. And even just to explain all that is really cool. And I've said it's absolutely fine. And yeah, so Steve will be featured in the future. He's going to be getting his solo down in a few weeks' time once he's settled in, set up everything in his studio, the camera, and got everything ready. So that's really cool. But the great thing is that with him, and also with Taj, who we're going to be featuring next month, and Taj's dad, Brandon, I've got their numbers, or their mobile numbers, so it means I can contact them directly. So having direct contact with people is obviously the easiest way for me to organise things. Same thing with Buck Dharma and Frank Marino, because I kind of know them outside of the channel, it's easier to organise. But going back to the point that if I do have any suggestions or people do request or suggest names, I'll add them to the list, and then I'll do my best to try and get in touch with them. If I haven't had any contact with them in the past, then it might be a case of just having to email their management company or their website and hope that somehow it'll filter through to them and not just get put on a list of emails that doesn't really get anywhere. But we will see. We have a few guitarists lined up for the future months, which is good, but I'm always looking to fill out and fill in that diary for the future so that we can just keep the Under the Spotlight series going and get these episodes out there. We've also got a couple so far, and that's because we had two within a very short space of time because of James Bell's video that we did the beginning of this week. So Sunday we did that, and James released an album a couple of days before that. Make sure you check that out. And James's YouTube channel is James Bell X. So type that in and you'll be able to find him. And the reason for the X at the end is because there's about 1 million James Bells on YouTube, and especially in the UK, but probably just around the world. So he needed something in order to get people to his YouTube channel. So make sure that you put that X in there in order to find James. And a huge thank you to James for getting involved with Under the Spotlight. And that's the most recent episode that we've had on the channel. So anyway, thank you, Steve, for that suggestion and that donation. And we've had another donation from Lucy, which is for £10 and 50 pence. So thank you for that, Lucy. And the message is, how do y'all, fellow wingers and new wingers, spike the likes, buy the cool merch, join the Wings of Pegasus supporters Facebook page, and become a patron with some rock horns, a heart, and peace. So thank you for that, Lucy, and also for plugging Patreon and my patrons that go across the bottom of the screen here. Like I say always, they are the foundation of the channel, so a massive thank you to them for making this at all possible. If you guys want to check out the Patreon page, that is it, patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus, and that's where I keep everything up to date. But also I do a post every night that there is a video and there isn't a video, so it means no matter what is going on, you'll be kept in the loop on a 24-hour basis on Patreon, so you'll always be up to date with what is going on, and future videos, Under the Spotlight videos that have been confirmed, future guitarists that are going to be featured, all that cool stuff, and just all of the analysis videos. And this is the thing, that if you are subscribed here on YouTube and you've clicked that notification bell and ticked the box, all that kind of stuff, then you should get notified. If you are a patron, you'll always be notified about any posts that I make on there, so it means that you will never miss a video. Whatever the video may be, it might just be a little update video or an analysis video, the live analysis videos, the live streams. I also upload those and links to those over on Patreon as well. So thank you guys for getting involved down there. If you want to get involved yourselves, that is the site to go to. But let's remove that and quickly jump into that PayPal window again, because Terry has donated £5. Thank you for that, Terry. And the message is, really enjoyed the live analysis last night, as always. So thank you for that, Terry. And last night's analysis was... having to rack my brains. They all tend to blend into one, but it was Leonard Skinner and Kid Rock with a little bit of, we did get the guitar out a little bit there as well. And I know in the last live stream that I did get the guitar out. I have to see, I think as long as I keep my hand down low, my shoulder is going to be okay with playing the guitar, but we will have to wait and see. The other thing that I'll quickly throw in there is that I got a warning about my mouse being low on battery just before we went live. So if the battery runs out on my mouse, it means I'm not going to be able to do anything on the screen. So you might just have to look at me, go and get some batteries, and then come back. It's going to be very exciting because I can't even click on a video in order to keep you entertained while I'm going off to find batteries. So we will see. Fingers crossed. This is real jeopardy tonight. Fingers crossed we'll see if the batteries do last. It's going to be a race against time, but hopefully we will be okay. But anyway, thank you, Terry, for that message. And the live analysis on Wednesday night, that is when we usually do those. So last night wasn't a live analysis. It was just a standard analysis, but it was of a live performance. If you get my meaning, all of the analysis videos are pretty much on live performances. I don't really look at music videos or just record, or say for example an album version of a track where you're just looking at a picture. I tend to break down live analysis videos because there's so much that you can really take from those from a live performance perspective as well. But thank you, Terry, so much for that donation. And I'm just going to scroll up so that we can see that Susan has donated £10. Thank you so much for that, Susan. And the message is, finally able to catch a live stream. So good to be with Phil, patrons and wingers rock. So thank you so much for that donation, and it's great that you are here live. This is the thing, sometimes it is difficult to get in time for a live stream. They always happen at 12 midnight for people that are new, and that happens for the live analysis on Wednesdays as well. Always 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time, but it's always difficult to get schedules and diaries organised, and Tuesdays are really difficult as well because obviously people are working, but hopefully on Saturdays a few more people can make it. And if you are here and you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, if you could do that, it'd be much appreciated. We are aiming for 360 likes tonight. It's a big target, but we are already at 164. So any new members of that live chat room, hit that thumbs up and hopefully we can get to the goal before the end of the live stream. So thank you so much for these early donations. I can see that another one has come through, and Deborah has donated £5. Thank you for that, Deborah. And the message is rock that vaccine. So I will do my best. So thank you for that, Deborah. And another one's just come in, and Joan has donated £50. Thank you so much for that, Joan. And the message is, for the battery fund, with a laughing face, spike the likes, everyone. So thank you, Joan, for that very kind donation, and also for that great suggestion to spike the likes. I'm not sure whether it'll probably make more sense for me to buy a wired mouse, because it's a wireless mouse, which is good. It kind of allows me more freedom, but at times like this, if the batteries are going to run out during a live stream, then that's not going to be very good. Probably having a wired mouse is a better idea. Or I do have a mouse for my PC that is rechargeable, that is a USB rechargeable mouse, and it lasts for absolutely ages. It's just like months. I don't know how the battery lasts that long, but it does. So I might have to look out for one of those. So thank you, Joan, for that donation. And it is a very kind donation, so it might tempt me into maybe getting something a little bit fancy for out here in order to have a rechargeable mouse. That would be ideal. But thank you, Joan, for that very kind donation. And I can see there have been a couple of donations in that super chat window, so thank you guys for these. And Tortoro Porco has donated $5, and the message is, do you have a way of contacting Neil Schon for Under the Spotlight? So thank you for that. And I do, but I don't. I know that Neil does upload to his Facebook channel quite a lot of him. I mean, the thing is, his videos are him just jamming along to a backing track, so he would be ideal for Under the Spotlight. And we do follow each other on Twitter, but I don't think Neil is that active on Twitter, and I'm not that active on Twitter, so it's probably the worst social media site to try and contact each other. So yeah, I'm not sure how to get in contact with Neil at the moment. I have sent him a message on Twitter, but I don't think it's something that is going to reach him because of, I mean, he must get a lot of messages on Twitter as well. So we will see, but I think Neil would be ideal and just great to have under the spotlight on the series. But fingers crossed, I can find a way to get in contact with him in the future. And it might just be the case that if he is very active on Facebook, that we just maybe hijack one of his posts and just give him a link or send a link in order to get him on Under the Spotlight, because maybe he'll then see that. Or if somebody else deals with his Facebook page, maybe they will see that. So thank you for that donation and that suggestion. Neil is definitely one of those that would be great to have on the show. And Ginny has donated $10. Thank you for that, Ginny. And the message is, Phil, was Greed written about the music industry? Wish you could get Don Felder, Randy Meisner, sorry about spelling, or Marty Stewart. So thank you for that, Ginny, and a few more names. I think Don is definitely on my list to email. I think Randy Meisner might be, but I'm not really sure. I'll have to have a little check. But never fear. Don't worry. I will be adding the names to the list as I go through and just kind of recapping the live streams as well. I make a point to add the names to the list, and Marty Stewart as well. And I'm trying to think whether I might have already emailed Marty, but I haven't heard anything back yet. So I will maybe send off another email, and I'm keeping track of all the emails that I'm sending out and then putting a number behind them as to how many emails I've sent to them. And I will probably leave a little bit of time before sending that second email just to chase things up and yes, see how things go and if they even got that first message. But we will see. So thank you for those donations in that super chat window. we are going to be jumping into the cover video for tonight as well, and then we'll get into maybe a bit of a weekly recap of the videos that have happened this week, just in case you haven't seen all of them and aren't getting notified for them. But also I want to test using this different screen that we did have a go with last time that kind of worked but maybe didn't work because we had music going on at the same time. So you want to just use that as an experiment for tonight, and we will see how we get on with that. But jumping over to the Patreon page to have a look at the cover request for tonight, because I've already mentioned that it's going to be Sweet Emotion that we're going to be taking a look at with myself and Chris. Just having a look down to see. I'm sure this must have been, and there we have it. It's Bev, and scrolling down a bit. Well, I know that Beverly has requested that Sweet Emotion because I can see it. I'm sure that there was another one up there. I must have seen it more than once. Oh, and Music Maiden has not only requested it but put a big please afterwards with lots of hearts. So thank you for requesting this. I hope you guys enjoy it. And this is with Chris Law, who was in the live chat room when I first played this video. So a big thank you to Chris for joining me on this particular rendition of the Aerosmith classic. And just before we get into that, Mike has donated $5. So thank you for that, Mike. And the message is, batteries aren't ready for cars. They should do an Apollo / Manhattan style project focused on motorized wheelchairs. So thank you for that, Mike. Yes, I don't know whether, I mean, the batteries and all of the technology for cars, I know that here in the UK is something like 2028 maybe, or 2025. No, it's got to be 2028 or maybe 2030 by the time that everybody is supposed to have, or by law you've got to have an electric car. That is something that's going to be here in the UK. But I think the problem is at the moment there aren't very many charge points in order to keep your car charged. So you might get stuck halfway between your home and a destination and you can't charge your car up again. So I think there's a lot to be done in order to have lots of charge points all over the UK. But yeah, in terms of batteries and cars, I think the technology is still a little bit early, but I think quite a few people have made that jump, certainly to hybrids, where it's a mix of petrol and then the petrol engine charges the battery. I believe that's what happens. So there's quite a few cars out there like that, but not really fully battery operated yet. But anyway, thank you for that donation, Mike. And let's jump into this cover. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you after. Rock!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Talking about things that nobody
And there we have it. That was Sweet Emotion and Chris and my version of it. And I was just reading in the live chat room. Somebody said, oh, I think Phil's probably running off to get some batteries for his mouse. And with hindsight, that would have been a good idea. But I picked up my guitar and started playing along with the video. So that gives you an idea of my professionalism about, presenting the live stream. I just get totally sidetracked with playing the guitar. And I was just trying to test if my shoulder was all right for playing, and I think it's just about all right. And somebody else asked who was singing which parts, and I was singing the high harmony on the, I think it's going to be an A. We had this. Yeah, it's going to be an A4, so it's up there in the male tenor range, and yeah, it's it's a bit of a challenge. I think Chris probably chose the lower harmony because he knew that the A's a little bit high up, but it's all right. I think we got away with it. So, I mean, the reason that I picked up the guitar was just to have a little go through the chords, because I couldn't remember what the chords were, because we arranged it so that we had that, obviously it's an acoustic guitar and a 12-string guitar, but we had that really open string sound to it. So I thought I would pick up the guitar and have a little play through, and as you could tell, that I would play along to figure out what the chords were, but I think I got them there in the end. And if you have got a guitar out, I'll tell you what, I'll just show you exactly what we were playing. And let me try, and I'm gonna have to remove that. Now you can see the guitar. So this is basically, everything's going to be an A, like an A sus2 down at the bottom, but if you're playing like your bar chord, I'm going to try and explain this so you can get the fastest way to it. You're simplifying your A bar chord with an open A rather than barring all the way across. And then third, second finger and first finger, you're literally 7, 6, 5. Those are the frets, and you just want that on the D, the G, and the B string. And we also left that high E string open, because when you're playing acoustic guitar, and especially the 12 string that Chris was playing, we found that just letting those high E strings all ring out together really filled in the sound. And then all we did is slide down to the G position, but maintain the A in there. So it's like a G over A chord. So we've got this. And so on and so forth. So I'm hoping that you can actually hear this guitar. It looks like it's coming across okay. I didn't really spend any time setting it up because I just picked it up a second ago. But those are the chords for that little verse. Also, if you want to play the next part, again, this is just our arrangement of it, but you know, if you like the sound of it, then you can play along. And we have the A sus2. I think I throw in the sus4 as well. Yeah, so that's the A sus2. You can just keep that open if you want. Just like that, into the G. And then you want to get the D sus2 at the top, but then you want to play this F sharp G flat, and maybe mute that A string there as well. And then back over to the A sus2. I was just, it sounds like there's a little bit of intonation in terms of it being slightly out, but it's okay just to demonstrate the chords. I'm sure it's all fine. So that is pretty much it. If you want to have that rhythm in there, that over to the A sus2 again, but that was just simulating a little bit of the rhythm in there, because we're kind of both playing rhythm. I think I separated, one of us separated, I think it was me that was playing the kind of jumping between that low E string and then the D, and then into the rhythm for the A sus2. something like that to keep things moving along, and then back into for the vocals and that higher harmony part. So I just want to mention there has been another donation. Let me get you guys back up on screen, because no, we don't need to see the guitar anymore, but there we go. So just going to scroll up here because we've had another donation in the PayPal window, and this is from Marge, and it's for £2.04. So thank you so much for that, Marge, and it is a straight up donation without a message there. So thank you for that. And I'm just going to get into the little recap of the videos because I want to test this out to see if I can get the background up on screen. And let me start up the backing music. Maybe it started, I do not know. And I think the progression, is it in an A? I can't hear it. I can't hear the backing. I don't know whether I just clicked on the button so that the backing music should be playing. But I'm trying to remember what I played for the backing music. I think it was something like that. But from seeing the live streams when I've watched them back, just to maybe kind of edit the ending or something, I think it was something like that. I can hear it in my head. Oh, goes to the... Oh, what I'm playing now is going to be clashing with the backing, but anyway, I think I'm on the right lines, not being able to hear it. So, I want to get into this recap. Anyway, I'm just getting so distracted. This is the problem when I have a guitar, is I start getting distracted and playing things and trying to remember how things go, and then you're just watching me trying to remember things on the guitar, which is not particularly interesting. So let me get the background up on screen and get rid of myself, because what I wanted to try and do was to maybe play, or at least bits of the video. I don't know if this is actually going to show up on your screen, but let's see if it does. Here we go. So this is me watching a little bit of the analysis that we had earlier on. This was the live analysis, by the way, that's on the channel. We did this one on Wednesday night, and I was looking at Junior Walker and the All-Stars, and this was back in 1966. So to give a recap of the week's videos, that one was Wednesday. So if you didn't catch that one, there it is, just in case you didn't get any notifications for it. But you can check that out. Just type in Junior Walker and the All-Stars, and also probably British Guitarist analysis, that kind of thing. That will really help to get those results coming up on YouTube in that search bar. So type that in, you'll be able to find it. And let me also have a little jump over to this video, which was last night's video. That was Kid Rock and Leonard Skinner as well, so you guys can check that one out. That was just, I mean, you might have seen that last night, but just to have a recap of the videos that have been released since Tuesday. So that's Wednesday night and last night as well. And I'm hoping that I'm not going to get distracted by playing a little bit of Sweet Home Alabama, but as you guys can probably tell, it's very tempting indeed to start playing. But I mean, all of the playing I've already done in that video, so if you do have your guitars out, I do kind of take you through the there's different versions of the riff. The first one, I also turn up my guitar so you can actually hear it. That's the first one. You got that one as well. So little variations in there. I'm not going to get into another analysis video just explaining everything that I did last night, but make sure you check that one out, because yeah, there's loads of really cool playing in there. The difference between the minor shape, the major shape, from here, the little pinches in there, and going down to that major shape. But anyway, that is all on the channel. Check that out. The last night's analysis. Check that out if you haven't seen it. So Orlando has donated $5 in that super chat, so thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, I am at work but here. Hello, 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 fellow wingers, rock, with lots of rock horns. So everybody say a huge hello to Orlando, who is still in the house, but he's at work at the moment. So he's just sneaking in a little bit of live stream time. And thank you, Orlando, for joining us tonight. But don't get caught watching live stream footage or a live stream when you're on your job, because then you might be in trouble if you do get caught. But anyway, thank you for joining us in secret, just using those stealth skills to tune in tonight. And thank you guys for joining me tonight on this live stream. It is much appreciated. If you are new, then these happen on a Saturday night and a Tuesday night, 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time. So we are going to be jumping into some pictures as well. Like I said, we've got a lot of pictures tonight, so brace yourselves for this, because I'm going to get the background up on screen again like this, and I have to go to a different place in order to find them. But we're going to be kicking things off with Shawnee Key, who has uploaded this picture, so thank you so much for doing that. We've got 2 pictures here, and we have the pick there. So Shawnee Key's one of those lucky winners of the pick roulette, and that's the signed Wings of Pegasus pick. And there's a picture of some guy, but also there is a figurine type thing, and I believe from the post, I'm not sure exactly how this works, but it was carved from the root of a cottonwood tree, and this is something that Shawnee Key bought from a carver. So thank you, Shawnee Key, for uploading that picture, but also for including the 2 angles of the pic, seeing the signature on the back. That is much appreciated. And next up, we have Nolita, who has received her CD, and she's got her cap on. She's also got her mask. So thank you, Nolita, for uploading this picture and for ordering a CD as well. It is much appreciated. Like I've mentioned in the other live streams, the CDs are back in stock now, so you can get your hands on one if you haven't got one yet. And just to mention as well that Patrick did purchase a CD just before we went live, so I thought I'd mention that. Thank you, Patrick, as well, for buying a CD before the live stream went live. But also huge thanks to Nolita for purchasing that, but also uploading the picture. Next we have Billy, who is modelling the Wings of Pegasus t-shirt, and this is Billy's new Wings of Pegasus t-shirt. So thank you, Billy, for uploading this picture and for purchasing this shirt as well. It is much appreciated. As always, guys, in the tray underneath this video, or this video, is where you'll find all of the merchandise, and there's also a link in the description below if you want to head over there and get your hands on anything that you're seeing in these pictures with regards to the mugs, the t-shirts. If you want a CD, head over to wingsofpegasus.com/music, because that's where those all are. And next up, we have, well, I was going to say we have Bev, but we don't have Bev, but we do have Bev taking a picture of Jessa, I do believe that is her dog's name, just modelling the Wings of Pegasus cap here, doing a fantastic job and looking very cute in that Wings of Pegasus hat. And I am an animal lover myself and a dog lover, and this kind of picture really makes me want to have a dog. But I'm going to resist getting a dog for the moment, because they need a lot of care and attention, and at the moment I'm spending a lot of time doing lots of other things. But thank you for that, Bev, and also thank you, Jessa, for modelling this hat in such a great way. And of course, you guys know that the live streams are certainly animal friendly because of Karen with Chipper, who does tune in as well. But thank you for that, Bev. And we should have a picture of Francis's merchandise and also the Wings of Pegasus CD. So thank you for uploading this, Francis, as well. You can see the pic there. We've got the mug and the CD, and this is something that sometimes in transit the CDs get a little bit out of sync with my face, because you can have my face over the top of my face, and this is something that I do before I send them off because of my a little bit of OCD type stuff. I like to have everything lined up when I send them off, but then they do occasionally get moved in transit. But anyway, and it's totally unimportant, I'm just mentioning that, having seen the face being slightly off to the side. But anyway, thank you, Francis, for uploading that. And the final picture, last but not least, tonight we have Vince, who has taken his Wings of Pegasus mug and he's got a new job for it. As we can see, he's holding his toothbrush in there and his toothpaste, and you can see the mirror off to the side of the picture. And I thought it would actually be really funny if that wasn't a mirror at all, but it was a picture of Vince, so that when he brushed his teeth, he got to look at a picture of himself. I don't know why I found that so entertaining, but I just like the idea of Vince having pictures of himself around the house. But of course it is a mirror. But thank you, Vince, for posting that, uploading it. And I'm not sure whether that is a picture that has been photoshopped to get Vince's, his perfect dimensions within the mirror, whether that is something that has happened and been planned, or whether Vince has photoshopped it. Because if he hasn't photoshopped it, then just massive respect for getting, because that is perfect. It does look like a picture because it is so well framed. So thank you, Vince, for doing that and making such a great job of that picture. But thank you guys for uploading so many pictures for us to have a look at tonight on the live stream. There were 6 of them there. That might be a new record for the most amount of pictures on a live stream. So all of the record keepers, just write down the record for the amount of pictures on a live stream is 6, and that's what it is set at. So we will have a look and a see, and I can see that there has been another PayPal donation, even though the screen's got a little bit funny. And there we are back, and it is Amy who has donated £10. So thank you for that, Amy. And the message is, love the song rendition and the lesson. Thanks, Phil. So thank you for that, Amy. And I can see that another one's come through. That's maybe why it went a little bit funny. And this is from Lynn, who has donated a very kind, and I've just got it, £123.45. So thank you so much for that, Lynn. And the message is, cheers to the moderators. And that is probably one of the most synchronized, I don't know if you'd even call it that, but organized donations, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 donation. So a massive thank you to Lynn for that, a very kind donation. And of course, as Lynn says, a huge thanks to the moderators in there, keeping the live chat room such a great place to be and keeping everything organized in there. Thank you guys for doing such a great job. And if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'd be much appreciated if you could hit the thumbs up, not only for the live stream, but for the moderators as well, because they deserve every single thumbs up for doing such a great job. So thank you guys for that. And thank you, Lynn, for that very kind donation. And I'm just going to scroll up because we've had another one that's come in from Beth, and this is for £17.01. So thank you for that, Beth. And the message is, good Saturday Eve, Phil and fellow wingers. Sorry I have to miss what I know will be another awesome live stream. I'll be on the catch-up crew. See you all on the Philip side with a laughing face. Rock with a cool smiley face, some rock horns, and another smiley face that looks a little bit embarrassed or something like that. So thank you for that, Beth, for that donation. And also the little play on my name as well with the Philip side. So thank you for that, Beth, and thank you guys for all of the donations tonight in that PayPal window and also in the Super Chat donation window as well. It makes such a difference in order to allow me to do everything that I can think of doing moving forward into the future with the channel, and just keeping on top of any possible things that do go wrong, because there are technical glitches now and again, but those gremlins can be removed a lot more quickly now than they used to be able to be dealt with in the past. As you guys will know, if you have been watching for quite a while, you'll be used to the days when things were just cut out and I couldn't really live stream for any length of time without things unfortunately going wrong. But now, fingers crossed, hopefully for the future things might be all right. This is probably now gonna put the kiss of death on it for tonight's live stream, but thank you for all of your support, because it means I can do things so much more consistently and so much more effectively than I could in the past. So a big thank you to you guys in that live chat room. So let's just have a little look in there tonight, because we don't have the pick roulettes. We have a little bit more time on our hands. So I can see Vince going through there, and Jennifer, and Vince is saying perfect dimensions, ha ha ha. That must be something that in relation to what I said a minute ago. Brianna is in there as well, and Donna, and Carla's just going through as well. And Carla and Laurie having a little conversation. Lolita, Patrick is in there as well. I mentioned Patrick purchasing that CD earlier, so thank you for that. And thank you guys for Neil's just going in there moderating as well, so a huge thank you to Neil in there with Carla and Laurie, and they do such a great job. So everyone say a big thank you to the moderators in there. I know that you guys do say thank you to them throughout the live streams, but they really do make it such a great place to be, but also a safe place to be, because we do have all kinds of ages watching the channel, so it's great that everybody can get involved, and also that the younger generation can listen to a little bit of music from maybe outside of their generation. I know that unfortunately a lot of videos nowadays from the 60s and the 70s are getting blocked, but I will keep on trying to cover them, and if they do get blocked, I'll re-upload them so that at least they can be represented on the channel. So if there are some younger generations that are tuning in, they can at least get to see how it was done back in the day of the 60s and the 70s. So we will jump into another video, and let's have a little look over on Patreon to see what was requested. And it was Don't Cry, which is, I think, the order of the day. Having a little look, Marilyn requested that one, Constantia as well. And let me scroll down. Lynn requested this as well. Michelle and Beverly and Jill and Teresa. So thank you guys for all of those requests for Don't Cry. We'll get this up on screen, and now I get a bit of a choice as to whether we watch the acoustic version of it or the lyric. I think I did a lyric video. Did I even do an acoustic version of it? I think I've done one at some point, but maybe that isn't on here anywhere. But we will I'll try and find something. Whatever this is, it's gonna be. So I hope you guys enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys after. I can't do the rock with my pick in my hand, but rock. And there we have it. That was my song called Don't Cry. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And you can pick that up over at wingsofpegasus.com/music. And you can get my whole album there called Persistence. And you can download tracks individually if you want to as well. So that was one of those songs that, again, is in E flat. I think that pretty much the whole album Persistence that I have over at wingsofpegasus.com/music was all in E flat in terms of the tuning. So because I'm in standard tuning here, it means that unfortunately I can't play it exactly how it was. We only have the right down at the bottom of the guitar and another A sus2 in there. So the good thing about the rhythm is the little bounce that's a little bit subtle, but it's in there. We have that little upstroke in there. And we have to miss out the little rundown. If I'm playing this in standard tuning, but as if I was playing it in E flat, it means that we'd have to go to the B flat, which then gives you access to the little hammer on and pull off, then down to the F, which means that we're going to then to the D, to the B flat, like that. So that little hop, that when you're playing it in standard tuning and you play it in the key that it is, even though it was played in flat, it means that you miss out on that, unfortunately. You have to go down to your E chord at the bottom. But anyway, this is probably for guitar players who know what I'm talking about, because if you don't, it's probably just totally pointless, me kind of mentioning all this kind of stuff. But if you are trying to play it in standard tuning, and you're kind of playing along and you don't know how to get that little pull off, it's because of the E flat tuning and the fact that it's then played in the F position but in E flat. So anyway, there's been another donation from Orlando in the super chat window, so thank you for this, Orlando. And the message is, it's a $5 donation. Thank you for that. The message is, sorry I cannot give individual hellos, but am still here, with a smiley face. And Orlando has also donated. Let me get everybody back up on screen and the PayPal donation window as well, because Orlando has also donated over on PayPal. And thank you for that, Orlando. It's for £14. So thank you for that. And the message is, I recently watched a video on YouTube which was Prehistoric Rhythm by 1970s rock band Redbone. Listening to Peter DePoe's innovative King Kong drumming style was epic. It brought me back to your analysis of Redbone's performance on Midnight Special. Come and get your love, though they has a different drummer by then. DePoe is an underappreciated musician. So thank you for that, Orlando, and apologies for my reading. I'm not the fastest reader in the world, but thank you for that message. And this is something that Butch Riera, who drums and drummed for Redbone, he's one of those guys that I've had a lot of contact with on Facebook. We send messages to each other, so he's kept in contact because he did see my video that I did on Redbone. So a big hello to him, and thank you for all the messages over on Facebook. But yeah, I mean, they were one of those bands that were just top level technically, but I think a lot of people wouldn't necessarily pick up on that because the music's just grey, and especially with the performance that I looked at, just the fact that it's so engaging then performing live that you don't necessarily take in the amount of technical ability it takes to do all this stuff. And hopefully, if you haven't seen my analysis video on Redbone, you can go and check that out, because I do break down some of the guitar so you guys can see exactly what's involved. There's some really cool playing going on, but great singing as well, just great melodic appreciation, not only on the guitar but vocally. So check that video out if you haven't had a chance to yet. And thank you, Orlando, for that message. And yeah, it took me a little while to read it, but hopefully I got there in the end. So thank you everyone. It's almost 1:05 here in the morning, and we are up to 254 likes. So thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up. I think we've probably got about maybe 5 or 10 minutes left of the live stream, and we don't have too much time to get those likes up to our target of 360, but we will see where we end up. It's going to have to be one hell of a spike of the likes in order to reach that target. But thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up so far, and also for requesting the videos over on Patreon. We might have time for one more video. I know that when we have had a little bit more time in these that we have played a cartoon, but let me know guys if you want to see another cartoon in the live chat room, maybe one of the earlier ones rather than the Italian one that we've seen a couple of times recently, or we can have another performance video. Let me have a little look at what we've got on Patreon, because we had a request for some other covers. There were You Give Love a Bad Name, Behind Blue Eyes, and Alita's requested Hero as well. That's certainly one that we can play, but I'll keep a little eye out for the live chat room to see if you guys want a cartoon or if you want to have another song, because I can play Hero. That should be relatively easy for me to find. In fact, I've just found it. So let me know, you guys. Carla says Tune, and I'm looking at this. It's about to go through. Actually, it's a little bit of a while before it's going to go through, but I've seen Carla mention it. Corey says Phil Tune as well. And Laurie says spike those likes. Very good idea from Laurie. And you'll be able to see Carla going through now saying Tune. And Nora says yes, one more. And I think Beverly's about to go through saying Phil Tune. Yes, Phil Tune, says Shawnee Key. Thomas says cartoon. Mary says tune. Dan says cartoon. Okay, right, so we'll have a little look at a cartoon then, I do believe. Right, let me have a little scroll down, because I don't pre-plan playing the cartoons. So let's see which one we're going to have. I've just numbered them as 1, 2, 3, 4, which probably isn't the best idea. I'm going to click on whatever this one is. Actually, I can see the preview, which just starts to play the video, so I can see which one is which. And I've got to wait for the intro to stop. And this one's Guffest. So let's just have a look at that one. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
Holy gosh, guys, you will not believe what I have just managed to secure.
What are you talking about? Can't you see we're right in the middle of watching Jeremy Kyle?
Well, I have just managed to secure us as the headline act in this year's biggest and only festival in Maidenhead. On Monday evening.
Monday evening? Sounds like a very queer time to have the final big act of the festival. Well, I guess it must be a bank holiday for the crowds to be there.
I think we should not check and just assume that is the case. It would be great to play to a festival crowd. I'm starting to feel nervous already.
Well, I can't believe we are going to be on the main stage. This is so awesome.
Well, it can't hurt to get our music out to a larger audience and to play on a large stage. It will be a great experience for us. Hello there, I wonder if you can help me. My band are due to headline the Guffest and we can't find the venue. Do you know where it is? We stupidly thought we would be able to follow the crowds, but we must be in the totally wrong vicinity. Any ideas?
Oh yes, this is Guffest. Are you Phil Henley?
Heck. Sorry. Yes, I am Phil. I do apologize, but I seem to have missed where it is being held. Where is the crowd and where is the main stage?
The main stage, or stage 1, is located over in that direction. Stages 2 and 3 are in the opposite direction, with the acoustic stage just in front of the toilets.
Okay, great, thanks. So where do we unload to get to the main stage? Is the space on stage to have our equipment ready while the previous band are playing? And also, how far away is the field and stage, as I can't hear the crowds and I assume it must be a long walk from here?
Note, the main stage is behind you. If you look on the floor, there is some gaffer tape on the floor running diagonally across the corner of the room with main stage written on it.
Ha! For a second there I thought you said there wasn't actually a stage and that it was just a floor divided into two sections depicted by gaffer tape.
That is exactly what I said.
Oh, I seem to have been misled by the use of the term festival. This is in fact just a room with gaffer tape on the floor in three corners of the room depicting stages 1, 2 and 3. It also seems to get to the toilets you have to walk directly through the acoustic stage while the person is performing, not to mention of course the unique aroma that is being generated from behind the stage.
This is the way we set it up every year and it's always worked very well.
How many people do you get on average a year coming to this pub? Sorry, festival.
We tend not to count in numbers as I find them misleading. I hate figures.
Great. Well, I shall take that answer as attendance is minimal. Well, we have 10 friends and family coming down at least, thank ruddy heck.
Do they realize it is £6 to get in on the door?
Holy guff. Are you yanking my crank? How can you justify that entry fee? That means you will be making at least £60 from us alone, and that is before any beverage purchase being taken into account. How much are we getting paid for this gig? Sorry. Festival.
We don't pay the bands, not even petrol money, because we are totally out of order.
Well, to be fair, that seems to be common practice these days.
Yes, and also the bands that we book to play are not checked beforehand, so they could be the worst band we've ever heard.
Well, again, at least you are following the common guidelines. So shall we set up now while there is nobody around? Haha. That was a joke.
Okay. Also, we might ask you to turn yourselves down somehow, as some people prefer to watch the television, which we leave on during performances.
Fantastic. Well, do we at least get any free drinks or food? We will be here for 6 hours in total after all.
We will allow you free tap water all evening.
That's absolutely fantastic. For some reason water is something I feel like I need to stay alive, so having it from a tap for free seems like a great offer. Thank you so much.
Think nothing of it.
Oh, I will. Right, I had better get back to the van and tell the guys the good news about the extortionate ticket price, not getting paid, no stage, and no crowd. Thank you for this opportunity and this great festival. Before I leave, I must inform you this has now become the worst day of my life. Bye.
One last thing, while we were talking I could see your car was getting a parking ticket.
That's brilliant. Bye.
And there we have it. That was the Guffest episode, which is actually Guff Fest. You guys probably worked that out with the title, but yeah, it's a festival that's just in a pub that is exactly as it seems with that cartoon. These cartoons are true stories, by the way. They're not made up to just try and be funny. If they are funny, it's because life is funnier than art. Is that even a saying? But yeah, some of these situations you get in music and being in a band and trying to get somewhere and saying that you're going to be doing a festival and people promoting themselves as a festival, and then you turn up and it's just a really small pub with some gaffer tape on the floor. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. There has been another donation in the PayPal window, so I just want to address that before we finish for tonight. And it is Jill, who has donated £6.80. Thank you for that, Jill. And the message is, hey Phil, excellent show. My question, how young is too young to begin learning guitar? Rock with a heart. So thank you for that, Jill. And this is one of those questions that could have a multi-layered answer in terms of just the technicalities of it, being able to get your hand or the kid's hand around the guitar. A lot of kids start with ukulele because obviously it's very small, but the strings as well are a lot easier because they're nylon strings rather than having proper guitar strings on there. And yeah, playing with steel strings is really going to not be good for your fingers at that kind of age, because even adults do struggle with it sometimes. That's why I always say, if you are starting or learning to play the guitar, especially on acoustic guitar, you want to go for the lightest gauge strings that you can get, pretty much around 10s. If you can get those, then that's great for acoustic. And on electric guitar, if you can get your hands on some 9s or even some 8s, then that's going to be good for playing and not hurting your fingers or not doing a lot of damage to your fingers. Your fingers do harden up, but you don't want to give yourselves too much of pain or cause yourself too much pain when you are learning to play, because you're trying to learn to play. You don't want to be having to rest your hand all the time because it's hurting, because you might have like 12 gauge strings on there or something stupid like that. So yeah, just choose light strings. But back to nylon strings for kids, yeah, they start on ukulele. I'd say pretty much when I was teaching, I wouldn't go any younger than maybe 8 years of age, and anything like 6 or 7. Like, I've got a couple of nephews who are 6 years of age, and just from a concentration point of view, they would never be able to concentrate on what you're trying to show them. But also just the hand size for a guitar. You can get half-size guitars and three-quarter size guitars, but I think more than anything, it's just the attention span that is more difficult to try and keep them interested in something for half an hour, if that's how long the lesson is for. But you've also got the other, I guess, ethical question of how young is too young for a child to be taught to play the guitar if they don't know what they want to do yet. And I think this is something that I do kind of question when I see videos on YouTube where there might be a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old who is very technically good at the guitar, because I know that at the age of 4 or 5, when that kid must have had to have started to play, it's either a case that they just started doing it and they've continued to do it, or their parents have started to get the kid to play the guitar because they've seen a way of maybe getting their kid on YouTube and becoming popular and maybe trying to make money through their child. And unfortunately, it is an exploitation of the child, because the child hasn't made a conscious decision sometimes to play the guitar. They've just been told to do it and practice it day in, day out, and then their parents film them, because the kid doesn't really know at that age that whether they don't understand what life is about. They don't know if they want to play the guitar. If their parents are telling them to do something and they're telling them it's really important, then of course they will do it. And it is interesting, sometimes you'll find that by the time very top level, top technical guitarists get to the age of 16, 17, 18, they then really take a back seat on playing the guitar, because they've now got the freedom to decide whether they want to do this or not. And you do find out sometimes that it was an outside influence that was making them play the guitar to that extent. And then when they get a little bit of freedom and they're of age to then move out and vote and have their own decisions, they sometimes stop playing the guitar, sometimes altogether. They just never enjoyed doing it, but they felt under pressure to do it. So yeah, there's so many, like I said, it's a question with so many different levels to it. I would always wait until a kid is 7 or 8 or 9 to then decide whether they want to do it. And if they want to do it, if they want to practice 4 or 5 or 6 hours a day, then great, go for it. And, just go hell for leather with it because you're enjoying it. But I would feel a little bit, unless it was just definitely something that the kid for some reason started playing the guitar. I think a lot of kids start automatically playing piano because they can press on the keys and they can hear a noise. With guitar, there is so much more to it. getting the left hand and the right hand synchronized and getting enough pressure on the fretboard is something that isn't an instant response. You don't hear the notes instantly. So I think a lot of kids probably gravitate towards piano more instantly when they're very young because it's not that difficult to get a noise out of it, whereas guitar is so much more technical, just trying to get a note out of it to begin with. So I would say that, yeah, if it is rare for a kid to suddenly want to start playing the guitar without any outside influence of parents, but if they do, then that's great. But I would probably leave it till maybe 7 or 8 or 9 years of age. I think that's a great time to start learning the guitar for the right reasons, because they want to do it rather than being forced to do it for other reasons. But anyway, thank you, Jill, for that. It's a very long answer. Apologies for that. But like I said, there's many levels to that question. And I'm just going to scroll up because Lynn has donated £3. Thank you for that, Lynn. And the message is, congratulations on 173 subscribers. And thank you for that, Lynn. And that must mean 173,000 subscribers, which sounds crazy to say. And to correct Lynn, 173 subscribers would be great as well. But thank you everyone for subscribing. It looks like we might have just gone over 173,000 live on the stream. So thank you guys for hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell. Make sure you hit that as well, because sometimes that is cancelled, or it has been cancelled in the past without people knowing it. So make sure that it's definitely ticked and clicked on that notification bell. So thank you, Lynn, as well, for letting me know that we're now at 173,000 subscribers. Thank you everyone for subscribing. It is much appreciated. And I am just going to scroll up again because I think there has been another donation, and this is from Deborah, who has donated £6.80. Thank you for that, Deborah. The message is, hi Phil, with all the requests for analysis videos, how do you decide which band to analyze? So thank you for that, Deborah, and just whatever's next on my list, pretty much. And as you can imagine, I think I counted before about 300 requests on one video, so it meant that there's almost a year's worth of requests for, and that's doing it every day. So the amount of requests that I get are a lot, and that's just on YouTube. So I get a lot of emails as well, and a lot of messages on Instagram and Twitter, all that kind of stuff. So I just move through the list as I've jotted them down. And usually for the live analysis videos, because they're relatively new, I have to approach those with a mind towards whether it's going to get blocked or not on copyrights. So I do try and make an educated guess as to whether they're going to be blocked on copyrights for the lives. So that I can't afford just to go through the list, because I might then have one on the list that would obviously be blocked, and it'll make a bit of a mockery of the live analysis, because if it gets blocked in real time, then people will just be watching a black screen, which would be a bit rubbish. So yeah, the live analysis videos I have to pick and choose, but pretty much with the other analysis videos I just work my way through. And more often than not, it is the case that we have more than one analysis on a particular artist, because if it is a popular artist, they do get requested quite a lot. So as I work my way through, I just might have the second or third on that particular artist because their name's just popped up that much. But thank you, Deborah, for that question and the donation. And we are going to be calling an end to this live stream. So thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you, David, as well, for that $5 donation as well in that super chat window. The message with that is, hey, from Canada, have you ever been for a visit here? So thank you for that, David. And no, I haven't. But when I went to Disney World as a kid in Florida, I don't know, I was maybe 11, something like that. We stopped off in Newfoundland. So that is the only time that I have been to Canada for a stop off. And it was, so all I saw was the airport. So not exactly exciting, but yeah, hopefully one day in the future I'll be able to get over to Canada as well, and maybe hook up with Frank over there, Frank Marino. And I know that Canada, well, I don't know, when I was there in the airport, I think it was really cold for some reason. There might have been snow, there might not have been snow, or I might be making this up, but maybe Canada has some really cold weather. I do not know, but I know that Donal is over there as well, Donal Logue, so it'd be great to catch up with him because he's over there, I do believe, when he's not in California doing all filming and all that acting stuff. So it'd be great to be able to head over to Canada at some point in the future. It would be cool. But thank you so much for that, David, that donation and that question. So we're going to be calling it to a close now. Thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up and for tuning in tonight. And we're going to be looking at that catch-up crew to see if we can get to 360 likes. That is the target now, just to try and hit that within the period after the live stream and over the next day or two. So we are looking to you, catch-up crew, and hopefully in the future we can bump up the numbers a little bit. And I am pretty confident that in the future, I mean, hopefully we can build up the numbers, but I'm pretty confident that because you guys have been so amazing at donating through the PayPal donations and not the Super Chat, the amount of people that get notified for the live streams has definitely decreased because YouTube isn't making as much money, because they were taking between 35 and 45% of all of the Super Chat donations, which meant that they were making a lot of money from my live streams, whereas now they're not making a lot of money from my live streams because people are donating through the PayPal donations window. And thank you guys so much for doing that. It means that not as many people get notified for the streams, but it means that I do receive all of your donations. So it does make a huge difference to the channel in the long run, in that I'm not giving away such a huge percentage to YouTube. So thank you guys so much for that. But also thank you for the Super Chat donations, because it really does help in every sense. Well, probably it's good to keep those Super Chat donations in there as well, just to keep things just ticking along from that perspective of YouTube with these live streams. But thank you guys so much for donating over on PayPal as well. So we're going to be calling it to a close now. We're going to be having another video tomorrow night, so make sure you check that out. It's going to be a standard analysis video. Another live stream is coming your way on Tuesday night, and that's going to be 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time, as always. And the live analysis is going to be on Wednesday night, and that's going to be 12 midnight again Greenwich Mean Time. So check out your time zone on Google to make sure you can tune in to catch the live streams, but also the live analysis videos. So a final look into the live chat room. We've got Neil going through there. Billy's in there as well. Constantia and Deborah and Lynn and Laurie and Beverly and Pleasant Valley Picker, California in there as well. And Jason and Patrick. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Make sure that you follow your government's guidelines, all of that kind of stuff. Have your jabs if they are offered, as I have had mine, the first one. Wear your masks, keep that social distance, all of that good stuff to stop the spread of COVID. But stay safe, and hopefully everything will improve where you are. They, I think, are improving quite a lot here in the UK, but fingers crossed that will just continue throughout the rest of the world with all the countries, and we can really get on top of this whole COVID crisis thing. But as I said, just have as much safety in mind. Wash your hands as well, that's a huge part. But have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you guys in the comment section of tomorrow night's video and at the live streams that'll be happening next week. But thank you guys for joining me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Rock!